Why? Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Dogboat333, and welcome to Europa Universalis 4 with the Domination DLC. The new Ottomans update is out, and it's adding a lot of cool stuff. It's actually, oh shit, it's the 10th anniversary year of EU4. I didn't realize. Fuck, EU4's old. Damn. So there's a lot of major reworks going on. Base game adds 3 new ID groups, new tier government reforms, state privileges, artillery units, map modes. We also have content for older DLCs, monuments, holy orders, naval doctrines, new stuff for China, a whole bunch of stuff. New UI reworks, extra modability, and a bunch of bug changes and stuff. But I think probably the most interesting and most important thing is that Portugal's colors changed. Following that, Prussian blue is a thing now, actually. But on top of all that, you have a bunch of new mission trees and reworks for a bunch of the major nations. Yes, sir, it did. Portugal has a new focus tree. My brain has been too rod by year 4. You gotta bear with me. New mission tree, same with Castile and Aragon. England has a new mission tree. France does. Prussia has a reworked one, I believe. Who else? The Russian nation, so Muscovy and Novgorod get some. I was actually tempted to play Novgorod, but I knew I was going to have to get really sweaty if I wanted to play them. China and Japan, new mission trees. But I think perhaps the most interesting, at least for me, is the Ottomans. Because I actually have not fully played the Ottomans before, at least for a full campaign. And I've always dealt with them, and I've had to try to push them out the best I can, but actually playing them I have not done yet. So I figured it was about time, because, fun fact, the Ottomans might be one of my favorite empires. So I think it's only fair that we go ahead and hop in, check out the new Ottomans. Auto stream, you know it, sir. So good. So we'll go ahead. Ottomans 1. This is my first game on the new DLC. With a new update. I've done no testing at all. You'll have to forgive me. I'm filming this on Twitch right now, and I see some people in the Balkans currently seething a little bit after I said that the Ottomans were my favorite empire. Cope and seethe. The Janissaries will be to your house shortly to draft you and cut off your foreskin. Also, hello, Kev. How are you, my friend? How are all of you in chat today? Just shout out to the Twitch stream if you aren't on that or following that right now. I would recommend it. You get to comment and be involved live while I'm recording these. So it's always going to be it's always fun over here on the Twitch stream. So let's go ahead. We'll actually read this because I want to get a sense of a flavor. The Ottomans in 1444 are a regional power in the process of securing control over Anatolia and the Balkans. In the east, Ottoman control has been reimposed in the aftermath of the Timurid invasion, but several beyliks remain independent. These beys jockey for position between the expanding power of the Ottomans on one side and the Mamluk Empire of Egypt and Syria, still the strongest state in the Middle East, on the other. In Europe, the Ottomans have defeated the Crusaders in the Battle of Varna, killing Vladislav, the Polish and Hungarian king. Byzantium now lies exposed, and Hungary has been forced on offensive, but with the fortress Belgrade still serves as a bulwark against further Ottoman expansion. The lesser princes in between can survive only by playing the great powers off one another. Further south, Skanderberg leagues Albania in revolt against the Ottomans, supported by Venice, which still dominates the seas. The realm ruled by the Ottoman dynasty is not yet a centralized state in 1444. The Sultan's authorities enforced only by a small household of servants, recruited from slaves captured in war, and from the Devshirme the periodic conscription of Christian youths from the Balkan countryside. These are the famous Janissaries, who will in time grow into a powerful standing army. The Ottomans have come to power with the military backing of numerous marcher lords, still highly autonomous on the Balkan frontier, while the administration lies in the hands of the Turkish aristocracy, literate in the ways of statecraft, but largely independent from the Sultan's authority. All of this is about to change. Having defeated the Crusader armies, the old Sultan Murad II is now on his way back to his estates in Manisa, leaving the government in his hands of a young Mehmed II. It is he who will go on to transform the Ottoman state into an empire, acquiring Constantinople as an imperial capital and establishing a centralized administration to rein in the marcher lords and old Turkish families. For the Grand Turk, there can be no compromise. The House of Osman is to be the supreme authority in this land. The only question is, where will his armies turn to first? We're going to get a half an hour into the Otto chillin', get a diatribe about Armenians. Alright. No comment. So, how we got rival-wise? Rival with Hungary, England of all people, who England has a new flag. I like the new flag. It's nice. Anyway, where were we? Austria and the Mamluks. I think the immediate ones to rival are going to be Austria, Hungary, and the Mamluks. We should get looking for alliances right off the bat. We can't ally France off the bat. That is huge. And we will go for that. Actually, I won't unpause quite yet. France is, they got a little bit of a nerf from my understanding, at least at the start, but if they hold on and become very allowed to, what am I thinking? If they're allowed to, if they hang in there, they're gonna snowball potentially, which, if we eventually want to conquer this area, gonna be a little rough, but for now, we will use them to our advantage. And meanwhile, we start off as a 4th grade power, which is pretty cool. We're lucky enough to... Did we not start off present on 2 different continents? What do they consider... I forget what they consider Asia, actually. So I'm not too surprised, actually, by that. Let's go ahead and get some advisors. We'll get a tax guy. We'll go ahead and get... I guess an improved relations guy. None of these are the best advisors to start with, but we'll get something going. We'll get the quartermaster, the reinforced speed guy going, just for now. Right, we have the Pashas, which we're going to have to install. Oh, actually... we'll want to go ahead and get... Right, so we'll want to get a skill 2 advisor soon. Interesting. Well, we can build up our armies, so I think we'll do that. What do we start with? Okay, let's go ahead. Go in Bulgaria. Go and start assigning the Pashas. Give us an increase in local minimum autonomy, which is a little sucky, but we'll get a lot of extra nice bonuses from there. So we'll go ahead and hand them out in Bulgaria. Start kind of going from there. I don't know if I want to do one. I can just hand them out wherever it seems. And then we can conscript some Janissaries. So I think I'll go ahead and do that. Split them up, send 2 over there eventually. Another 4. Excellent. There we go. We have filled up, so we can go and refill the Ortas right off the bat. And we get a claim on every Turkish province in Anatolia and the Mashriq, which is very nice. So from here, we'll start by seizing some land. And then we have a lot of estates off the bat, including the Janissaries. We'll do standardized subsidies, I think. Ooh. We'll do restrictive Sherme system. Loyalty to the Sultanate. I think we'll ensure discipline training as well. The infantry combat ability seems pretty interesting, but I don't want to quite give up the ability to take land from them. So we'll get there. And from here, we got some piety ones, which is going to be interesting. We'll do religious diplomats. Got some new, some pretty interesting estates now. Ooh, clerical education. Interesting. We got some neat ones here. Do rights of donation too, I guess. You gotta convert the whole Balkans to Islam before the game ends. Maybe. That's not... That's kind of in the Ottoman MO, I suppose. We got options. What we have to do is restore Rome, of course. Grant court positions. Ooh, that seems interesting, actually. We'll go ahead and go for that. Hold on to a... We'll do this. Just to have a pocket general if we ever need one, potentially. We'll do free enterprise here. Let's see. Private trade fleets, why not? Could draft ships for war. That actually might be nice. Potentially help us build up our own. I don't know if you can execute the Pope, actually. I'm not sure. There's apparently a super secret event in the spirit of that one where... What am I thinking of? Same in the Scandinavian regions where they get a random event to convert to Norse. I believe there's one where the Ottomans get an event where they can convert to Catholicism. Which does seem kind of fun. And I mean, if that does happen, it would be interesting. I'm not going to do the heretics one because I think we get decent... Yeah, I think the Ottoman thing is to work with tolerance. Let's take a look at the Ottoman ideas real quick. Before we unpause. So, we start off with discipline. Very nice. And tolerance to heathens. Not bad. After we finish up our ideas, we get extra land force limit. Pretty good all around. Our very first idea is core creation cost reduction by 25% and a max promoted culture, which is okay. But there's more of a cherry on top, which is kanunams. By establishing unique codes of law in each of our empire's provinces, we can ensure that our rule will be viewed as equitable and just. These law books, known as kanunam, will take into consideration the local circumstances and traditions of each of our diverse and far-flung provinces. Then we have the Ghazi. Our sultans emphasize their role as Ghazis, leader in war against the non-believers. Warriors thus flock to our banner, seeking to win wealth, glory, and salvation in the fight to expand the adobe of Islam. We have a Timar system after that, cavalry combat ability, very nice. The Ottoman Empire developed a system of feudal land holdings to build up and maintain a cavalry force. The Timariat was responsible for supplying cavalry for the imperial army based on the amount of land he held. From there we have the Law Code of Suleiman, extra tax modifier and reform growth progress, very nice. Suleiman is remembered as one of the great rulers of history, a soldier, a lawmaker, and a reformer. In fact, while the West knows him as Suleiman the Magnificent, in his homeland he's known called the Lawgiver. Central to his reforms was a re-examination of Ottoman dynastic laws, Kanun, in order to bring it to line with the Islamic Sharia. And their autonomous pashas. Balancing local needs versus national interests is the hardest part of government, especially with the pace of communications. It can take a long time for most basic directives to reach even relatively close provinces. We must encourage local governors towards more autonomy to ensure that local interests are served. You have the Tulip period. Dutch moment. Where's Jaden when you need him? Trade efficiency, plus 10%, not bad. Symbolized by the tulip, the period from 1718 to 1730 represented a period of reform that saw the first Turkish language printing press and a series of reforms to boost industry and commerce. And then finally, the Imperial School of Naval Engineering. Founded in 1773, its goal was to provide the Ottoman Empire a more advanced fleet to defend its coast. Some nice naval stuff. And it'll lead us to our final land force limit modifier boost. I also have 3 new bonuses, or new ID groups. Infrastructure, which looks pretty cool. Court ideas. And they seem interesting enough, honestly. And mercenary ideas, which is where we get the military tech reduction, interestingly enough. Interesting all around. Okay, now that I think we've spent enough time, I think, not playing the game, it's time to actually play. What are my plans for the campaign? Well, there are some Ottoman achievements that, since I haven't played the Ottomans, I haven't played. Thank you for asking. I could go for Dar al-Islam. That could be interesting. Definitely the Sultan of Rome. That would be good. Owning and having cores on Rome, Moscow, and Istanbul. That would be cool. I believe there's also... there's this one, which I don't think I'll do, but it would be nice to at least shoot for it. Starting as the Ottomans, own or have core islets, own all the provinces required to form the Roman Empire before 1500. That's going to be a rough one. I don't think I can do that. Potentially Master of India. And then Parisian Pasha. Assign a Pasha to Paris. Try to go for a lot of achievements, essentially. That's what I'm going for. So that's kind of my goals for the this campaign so far. We'll go ahead and ally Crimea? Ooh. The siege engineer Urban. Urban was an iron founder and engineer from Hungarian province of Brasso. As one of the pioneers of siege engineering and artillery construction, he made a living based on his weapons of war. In 1444, Urban tried his luck with the Byzantine emperor, but as they could neither afford his salary nor possess the materials necessary for constructing such cannons, Urban saw himself forced to turn to the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II Fatih. I read that as Faith for the longest time. I didn't realize it was Fatih. He promised to create a cannon big and potent enough to blast the walls of Babylon itself. The walls of Babylon, you say? Who was in Paris? The Pashas, apparently. Thank you for making that joke so I didn't have to, Kev. Thank you. More allies, potentially. Bohemia would be a good one, actually. I'll ally Bohemia. Get a royal marriage with the Crimea. Taking a loan out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and hire... I can't hire Urban yet. Oh. Interesting. The Ottoman government is a marriage of the Roman governing system with laws and ideas of the Quran. While it proves effective for its purposes, it brings the same issues the old Romans had to deal with, the internal struggle for power. The Janissaries, the harem, the highly autonomous pashas and islets, and the independence-seeking subjects all pose a vital threat for the state of Sultan. Fortunately for the young Sultan Mehmet II Fatih, these concerns are for successors to come, as this is a period of the rise of the Ottomans. The effectiveness and stability of the eternal government is measured by the lovely Ottoman decadence counter. This counter reaches 100, then the Ottoman internal power struggle will be available. However, the decadence progress bar on the government tab of your country to see your current Ottoman decadence value at any point in time. Ooh, interesting. Interesting, indeed. It's going to be government. There we are. Is it strange that the Ottoman Empire still existed when Nintendo was created? That is kind of whack, I'm not gonna... That's interesting. Okay, interesting. So, we start... Since we're in the Age of Discovery, we don't get a decadence gain, unless we really start to fuck up, it seems. But after the Age of Discovery, that's when we're gonna have to start worrying about our decadence. Very interesting. It looks like the Ottomans finally have like a... They have a built-in nerf. So they don't just keep snowballing. It's going to be very interesting to play against the Ottomans now. Now that they have this. I'm curious how it's going to play out. Har har har. I can merge these guys. Excellent. And here we go. Peace has fallen over the Balkans with the defeat of the Christians at the Battle of Varna. Our dearest, Sultan's dearest father, Murad, answered his son's call to arms to defend us from these invaders. He's achieved a great victory, though at no small cost. Casualties at the battle were heavy on both sides, and our soldiers will need time to recover from the battering they received. However, the Christians have come out of the fight in far worse state, with Ladislav III of Poland, Hungary, and Lithuania dead. Both Poland and Hungary find themselves in the chaos of an interregnum. Inshallah, their misfortunes will continue. Our victory has shaken Europe and Christendom to their very core, and all tremble before the might of the sublime Ottoman state. None will dare lift a finger as we swept our way through the Balkans. Serbia will be ours. Wallachia will be ours. The Albanians will be brought to heel, and Skanderberg will be killed like the dog he is. The greatest prize also will be ours. Constantinople. She's so beautiful. She'll be ours. The die is cast. We get 100 Splendor and 25 Power Projection. Huge. And I think if we send... If I send a Scornful Insult... Yep. 50 Power Projection. So I'm going to get the extra points. The Austrians know nothing about running a state. Got him. I was going to go ahead and hire Urban. Real guy, actually. He's the guy who helped build the cannons of Constantinople that would tear down the walls of Constantinople. In fact, I think that's about to be modeled right now as we get the guns of Urban. The Hungarian engineer and iron founder Urban has reached out to us. He's offering us his services and knowledge of great cannons, which would be the downfall of the walls of Babylon itself. We must make sure that we get access to his siege weapons. Beautiful. Beautiful indeed. So we are a good deal over our force limit now, actually. So I'll go ahead. I'll take a little bit of infantry out. Delete them. I actually don't need you. This unit, take them out. There we go. We're starting off in a little bit of debt. Ottoman Oban is still somehow only the second most detrimental Oban Europe has seen. It's funny because it's sad, but also true. Let's go with some of the deed, actually. I just realized we need to do that. Ooh, interesting. So, if we do these, we lose decadence as well as the bonuses we get. That is interesting. Let's see. Gulamchina. I'm down for this, honestly. Encourage local development cost. Damnation. Why is 1/3 of Black Sea called the Gulf of Varna? I don't know. Don't ask me. So we can go ahead and get our ships protecting trade. We'll go over to Alexandria. We'll go to port during war. And what do we need to do? The aftermath of Varna. We need another general. Which we start off with one. Decisions. I think we'll just recruit one PowerPoints. Emran Pasha. He's kind of mid. But that's okay. We now have the aftermath of Varna. With a scattering of the infidel Crusader host at Varna, we have broken the last significant resistance to our continued expansion of our holdings in Rumelia. Let's gather our forces and prepare our conquest of the remains of a pathetic, crumbling empire. Beautiful. So that's going to give us a lot of claims on, I believe that's just the rest of Greece. And so when we do that, who are they allied with? Circassia. They're allied with Circassia, of all people. Varna's occupied the ocean. The region trembles in fear. Knowing Varna, yeah, I tremble in fear too. These beaches aren't fucking enough, Mayor Varna. Well. Ooh, we can't quite. We don't have the claims yet. Good thing I did not declare instantly. But it's time, my friends. We're going straight into Constantinople. Ooh. Better go ahead. There's my timer. And honestly, it seems like a little bit of a shitty thing just to end the video there. So we're going to go long for today. Listen, I'm going straight for the prize, my friends. We lost our trade fleet, which is kind of sad. I mean, why would we bother when we have artillery? Ooh. Well, we can walk and chew gum at the same time there, hopefully. You know, the siege of Constantinople and how they were able to do it is actually really interesting. I took a class on the Arab Islamic world last semester in college, and one of the things that we ended up focusing on was a lot of the Ottomans, because we studied from Muhammad until the end of the Ottoman Empire. And learning about how they took over Constantinople, it is fascinating. I believe they built a fortress on one side to raise a chain, so they couldn't do it. And then they got the advisor guy. Where is he? Urban. They hired him to make cannons that could actually tear down the walls of Constantinople, because Constantinople, for the longest time, was well renowned for their walls. Many people tried to take them over. Many people failed. But then the Ottomans stepped in and managed to take them out. You ever hear about the Ottomans? The Ottomans failed to invade Egypt because we forgot airplanes existed in World War I. I think you guys are... I have not. The Ottoman decline is... The Ottoman decline became real, but the Ottomans, I think while they rose, while they were going, were a really fucking cool empire, and they had a lot of really interesting things going for them. It's not going to make me popular with a lot of my Balkan viewers, I realize that by saying it, but, you know, you hate because you ain't. Our manpower is not doing well, but I'm not too worried about that right now, honestly. Alright, we start with the Ottoman government, which already gives us extra unjustified demands, which is pretty cool. It's fallen. Here we go. Siege down Athens. In we go. We'll reinforce just to rub salt on that wound. Excellent. Oh. Careful there. Reinforce religious unity, but nah, I'm not worried about that. I'll just deselect that. And boom goes the dynamite. I feel like they thought that stopping us here is a bigger move than it actually is, honestly. Trying to attack and launch on Suez and pushed for Egypt. They dug a big trench. Sinai so they could do a surprise attack. Here we go. We'll go ahead and move them here. Make sure we can fully occupy them. I don't even know what meme you're talking about. Oh, here comes Circassia. During circation things. France is kicking some ass, which you like to see. Which we like to see right now. Corinth has been occupied. That's not ours yet. It is theirs. Get a little confused and worried for a second, but we are good. We are good. Go ahead, boost that, get some extra ducats. Closer re-upping up at low, not close at all, but, well, relatively close. And I think we're gonna go ahead and leave it there, gang. So thank you as always for watching. If you enjoyed this first part, leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you have any comments, feedback, concerns, leave in the comment section below. I read all the comments and appreciate any and all feedback you might have for me. If you want to keep up to date with uploads, hit the sub button, maybe even hit the notification bell. I usually do Hearts of Iron 4, but be playing some more EU4 with this new update. So if you want to keep up to date with that, go ahead and hit the sub button. want to check out the Twitch and join me live and say hello with all these beautiful people who have not yet been enlightened about the glory of the Ottomans. Which is okay. We'll recruit their ancestors in the Janissary areas soon enough. Go ahead and hit the sub. Go ahead and check out the Twitch link down in the description box below. A bunch of other links down in the description box below. Patreon, Discord, and second channel. Check those all out. And that's really it for now, my friends. I thank you all for watching. My name has been Mr. Dogboat333, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.